Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. Our current session focuses on the use of digital media in teaching EIL, that is English as an International Language, methods. I hope and expect this session would provide you some insights into the methods that can be used in an international English as an international language context with specific reference to the use of digital media. Well, my dear students, it has its roots in individualized computer-based drill. With the emergence of technology and with the availability of computers, now it is possible to give individual practice to the learners, when it comes to the teaching of a language is concerned. It also has its roots in the practice activities to assist learners in mastering grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Later, computer-based activities were designed to stimulate authentic communication, but the computer was still viewed as an occasional tool to promote learning rather than as an integral part of the process of teaching and learning of a language. So, if we look at the history of, or if we look at how through the times, the use of digital media has taken place, from a very conservative standpoint, gradually there is a development. Today, there is a newer approach to the technology in teaching English as an international language, in which digital media has become very essential. It is not only an essential tool of interaction, but also it is a tool of global literacy. Well, in this approach, mastery of language is focused, mastery of new technologies is encouraged, and the ability to combine language and technology to be able to read and write is the focus. According to this approach, technology becomes inseparable goal of the international English language classrooms, and it has to be a part of them. Students, in fact, deploy a variety of autonomous learning tools through these IT or digital media sources. For example, concordensers, automated scoring engines, and even greater variety of communication tools, which would include a range of varied tools from Skype and podcasts to blogging and microblogging. So, never had been all these varieties available, never had been this huge scope of media and digital media had been available as it is today. Traditional goals of accuracy and fluency get expanded to include global agency, that is the power to make meaningful choices and to see the results of those choices both near and far, both in time and in the world. Now, these forms of global communication and agency match well with the context of English as an international language, because it, at the end of the day, is taught and learned for the purpose of communicating with people across the globe. In this, the ability to make meaningful interaction in the diverse media with speakers of many varieties of English who come from different parts of the world takes precedence over the mastery of one narrowly selected variety of English that you may call a selected variety. So digital media provides exposure to varied kinds of materials that can be used from varied contexts with varieties of spoken English from the speakers of English as native speakers, as non-native speakers, as its speakers as a lingua franca. We need to view practices of global literacy. We also need to look at interactions and agency as situated within the new technological developments and in the context of the changing social and cultural norms all across the globe. We also need to consider the evolving modes of production and consumption of these digital media resources. In the competing social, economic, and political context of various forces, these digital media sources become very, very significant. We need to explore various resources and also the challenges of incorporating digital media within the context of teaching English as an international language, so that the students can develop multiple and multi-mode literacies which are required for their participation in the world. So in the emerging global context, use of digital media, and in the context of the methods that can be used, teachers need to consider how digital media might be incorporated into their local contexts so as to foster not just the skills associated with language proficiency, but also, the knowledge and attitudes needed to participate fully in an interconnected and a global society of which these learners are a part.